Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
I'm Mac.
And I'm Pepper.
and today we're going to go over some stats that go along with our top 70 favorite games of all time. If you have not checked those videos out, go check them out to see what our top games are. You could just, I guess, skip to the top 10 if that's the kind of list you like to look at. Otherwise, we got a whole list of 70 and seven different segments.
Yes.
But unfortunately, if you're seeing this, you're too late to enter the giveaways because that will be going up kind of alongside this video. So unfortunately, you can't win that. But we did not reach the 1,000 subscribers. So if we reach that by the end of the year, we'll still be giving away a copy of Tapestry or Wingspan. So subscribe so that you'll know if we do hit that and get there. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jesse put the stats
Yeah,
together. I gave him some of my ideas. I don't know what he's got on here, so I guess we will find out.
we got a wide range of things. Some viewers suggested, some you, and some from my crazy mind. And it was still
Oh boy.
working moments ago, so there's probably going to be huge mistakes and hilarious outtakes here. But the first section we are going to see, I believe, is the new games this year for each person, as well as what year all the games in their 70 were introduced. So for Michaela, we'll cover her new games this year, the ones that were new last year, and so on back to the OGs. And as you can see, she had 12 new games this year, and they're kind of color coded to show you kind of what section they ended up in her list here. So nothing new to the top 10, which is not very exciting at all. Come on, Mac, you gotta have that cult to the new number one, something
That's what
crazy
you two
like
are for. I'm this steady viewership person.
Wow.
that. Yeah. And most of these actually ended up in her bottom section of her list, so she's really cautious
I've
about
learned my
everything.
lesson. If you're going to slap something down in spot 8 and then move it to 50 the next year,
That's true. We have been burned by that multiple times,
It's
but
true.
you can see her highest debut was Panda Royale at 12.
and
It's a good
Did
game.
you think that would be the one out of these games from a quick look?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Not even close.
I've had more fun with Panda Royale than probably just about any other game this year in general. So,
Yeah,
Nice.
so call to
Game.
the new one.
that has been a surprising hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Introduced in 2013 or 2013,
Oh my goodness.
2023, she had 17, which is the first year that we had an additional 10 to the list. So
Yeah.
uh, another a bunch there. Only one of them sneaking into our top 10 being Azul. But this one's a lot more spread out throughout her list. Uh, yeah, not much to talk about. Again, we already talked about each and every one of these games. And back in 2022, makes up 12 of the games on her list. And that is two in the top 10. But Mac, she is all about those OG games. She got 29 from her original list, still
Sweet.
here, and it makes up seven of her top 10.
Wow.
Wow.
See, there you go. If I put something in the top 10, it looks like it stays these last few years. Like, I don't mess around. This is how you know I'm good at rating my games.
Just consistency. Wow. 29 from the original.
29.
Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I'm kind of surprised based on how many new ones were added each year that it was only 12 this year.
Yeah.
Then I mean we added 10. So I'm guessing some
Yeah.
maybe went off the list and came back on.
Mhm.
Potentially. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice.
Interesting.
I had 16 new. I'm a little more cult of the new, and I think that has to do a lot with Board Game Arena. We have quite a few of those games on here. Highest ranking being Sky Team, which will rank even higher for the other member of this trio. I don't like to debut anything into the top 10. Not that crazy.
Wow.
Just the top 11 to 20.
Yes, it's the best. That's the best part of the list. Then 17 I had making up my list from 2023. Then 10 from 2022, which makes sense that would have the least amount, as it's not the original and it's not one of the years that we added 10 to the list. So it makes sense that that would have the least for each of us. Um, and then only at 27, which is almost there, but it's pretty much the same as Mac's makeup. And as well, I have 8 of these original lists are in my top 10. So I think we like those comfortable games.
Hmm.
And yeah, I guess we will see if Zach is similar to us in that he has 20 new games this year, which, I mean, some of them are catching up on older games, like Gone Shown Clever is a game that's been around from the beginning, Ticket to Ride as well. So you have a couple in there that he's just getting around to actually putting them on the list, giving them the respect they deserve. But still, as well, a lot of Cult of the New. And the highest debut of anyone with Sky Team at number 6.
I can't wait to see how many actually have stayed on his list.
Wow. I got a lot of VGA on here, it looks like. But yeah, Sky Team. Going for all 3 of us, I would say our picks are kind of on the lighter side for the ones that
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
debuted as our highest new
Yeah.
games on the list.
Yeah. And from last year, he's got 12 in here. About
Pretty
average.
consistent,
Yeah, yeah,
especially since we added 10.
yeah. And then 11 from 2022, which is a good amount there. And from his OG list, 27. It's about the same.
That's right.
Shocking. I thought it would be like 2.
Wow. I don't think I've
26.
probably played enough games to have completely gotten rid of
Yeah.
50 of my favorite games from originally.
It
Yeah.
makes me wonder because 29 is less or just over half of what the original 50 were. So I'm like, I wonder what 20
Oh,
games, 25 games or whatever it would be, I've taken off.
yeah. I did not cover that. I thought about it, but I'm like, those pictures aren't even in the system.
Yeah,
I ain't going and searching for
I
75
don't, I
good
don't blame.
games.
Makes sense.
We might have to do a video about that. Games we need to bring back.
It's
But
true. It could be a good idea.
only 6 in his top 10.
Yeah, it's
List.
good that we all kind of stayed about the same.
Yeah, it's interesting. Then we go on to, I believe, our crossovers for throughout the years. So we can see from 21 through 24, our 3-way crossovers dropped quite a bit going into the second year. I don't know what that's about. We didn't add any new games, but still, that's a big drop.
Hmm.
I'm probably mostly responsible. Who knows?
I
And
believe
it bumped up to 17. Makes sense. We added 10 games, got 10 new crossovers, added 10 more, and it stayed at 17. Dang.
I don't know how that happened. For some reason I didn't think that was that many last year. I thought this year when we got to that many 3-way crossover, I'm like, oh, that's a lot more than last year. But I didn't realize last year we had 17 as well. Wow.
Crazy, crazy. And Zach and Mac just keep getting more and more crossovers, other than that second year. More and more crossovers throughout. Zach and me as well. We've been growing, and you and me, Mac, we're not doing too good. Not doing
You're
too
back
good.
to where you started.
We are back to where we started, and I guess, yeah, if you remove the 3-way crossovers, we only have 4 unique crossovers between the 2 of us, Mac. I did not look to see what those games are, but I think, yeah, Red Rising, a few others. And that's all we got. That's all we got between us 2. Then you can see over here, only 4 games have been on every list, everyone's list throughout the 4 years. And I would say that's probably, to me, well deserved. Those seem like could be my top 4 games any day. I know a couple of them have fallen for you guys, but these feel like core games in our collection.
Yeah, I didn't realize Bunny Kingdom had, because I think last year or the year before, one of the years for me, I think Bunny Kingdom just really snuck onto my list. It was very close to being off, so just about didn't make that. It was almost just 3.
See if they can keep it up.
Although would Rajas have been if I hadn't missed one year?
It would
Or
not have
No,
been because
because
Mac.
I didn't play it, I don't think, until like 2022.
wow.
Yeah, and I think or King Domino, you Zach did not have it in the first year. I dropped Ethnos for a year, otherwise those two could have been in there as well. So you can drop the hate on us in the comments for that. And we go on to, so you do the math and subtract, add, subtract, and we get unique games to each person's list for each year. And Zach is crossing over pretty well with everybody. He has by far the least amount of unique games. Mac's right in the middle pretty much every year. And I have the most unique games probably because I do play a lot more solo games and cooperative games like Pandemic, play them solo. So it
He's
makes
not
sense.
like other gamers.
And he's got some classic ones on his list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yahtzee.
true. Yahtzee and cribbage and things like that. Um,
Hmm.
so
I can't believe you have twice as many unique ones as I do.
that is pretty crazy. He's all
Wow,
about popular
I need
games.
to be more unique.
And we go on to, so we talked about our three-way crossovers. We had 17 this year, and I made the averages, the average score for each of those and ranked them. And we ended up with this from the highest average of 50.6 for Furnace, and the lowest average, so the best one being Tapestry, which was in all three of our top 10 lists, at an average of 7.6. I'm not going to read off every single one, but you can pause and look at all of these. It's kind of interesting to look at, and some of the games and how it can really tank one if one person just has it up in the 60s, and how that can just like even out for everyone having it like 20.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure how different it would be. So I think I had brought this up. I don't know if you were going to do this one probably anyway, but I was like, I don't know if it's better to do the average or the median because the
Yeah.
median would be the whoever scored it in the middle, but
Mhm.
I don't know if it would have changed it too much. Maybe a little
Mhm.
bit. A lot of these are pretty close. It looks like average wise, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing some changes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then on to the next. We have a few different things on this next slide. We've got the publisher. So most from a publisher, Zach infamously tied between his Stonemaier and Garfield at 4. Michaela had 7. And I actually ended up having 5 Come games, Simon games, beating out my 4 Stonemaier games. So they are my favorite publisher, I guess, and designer. This one gets hard because there's a lot of people that do design and co-design with different things. So there's probably someone who could sneak into Zach's here with 3 for Shem and Jamie because you got Hadrian's Wall, which is not a Shem Phillips design, so it's one less than the Garfield. Wingspan is not a Jamie Stegmaier design, so they both ended up at 3. They thought they were getting one up on each other there, but they were guilty themselves. Michaela had 9 for Jamie, not having Wingspan or Libertalia. There could be another one I'm forgetting, but still easily, I would say, the top designer for her. And I had Bruno Catala with 4 games.
How many did Rob Davio have for?
I think that was it 2?
Did he
2?
help with Cthulhu as my die? No.
He did. And Cthulhu and Unmatched. Yeah.
I didn't have. What else did he do?
Uh,
What am I thinking?
Thunder
Pandemic
Road.
Legacy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. He helped with Ticket Legacy, right? But you have not played that yet.
No. Yeah, I probably only have 2 of his.
No Uwe, no
No,
Beast.
man. No. Dang it.
We'll
And
see.
then one of the weirdest ones, Spell It Out, is taking games like in descending order on our list. So like my 56th, 54th, 53rd, taking the first letter of each of those games and seeing what is the longest word we could spell out. For Zach, it was capes, either something belonging to a Kate or multiple capes. For
Wow.
Michaela, She had two three-letter words, oil and pet, and
Nice.
I had waste.
Very unique. So
Yes,
find out where those are.
yes, go
Back
find
and watch.
Wow, I can't even.
Try to guess the games. And then the longest name. So it really helps to have a subtitle in this one for Lanterns, the Harvest Festival, having 27 characters. Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig, no subtitle there, for 32 characters. And Blitzkrieg, which is listed on BGG, World War II in 20 minutes is also on there for 34 characters.
Surprised you didn't include Paulo Man's
Palomari.
Palomari, sorry.
Hello, man. The superhero.
Include whatever expansion. World War II in 20 minutes.
He almost did.
Just bump those numbers up to like 50.
I would have destroyed you. If I needed it to win, then I would
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure that's not what happened, but
have. And we go on to some more random categories here. This has to do mostly with a board game geek. We took the average weight of all of our games. Zach ended up with an average weight of 2.6, Michaela with a 2.3, and me with
I don't
2.2.
have the easiest games on my list. Jesse.
Wow.
Like them simple.
I'm surprised mine's not even a little higher, but I suppose I do have quite a few kind of simpler games on my list too.
Yeah, I'm a more hardcore gamer than Jesse. That is now established.
Yeah, so all that Panda Royale brought you down from a 4, Zach. And the average rank, which this one can vary wildly. Probably shouldn't be done as an average, but I did it anyway. So the ranking on BGG for all our games averaged Zach has a 739, Michaela a 714. So she is the one with all the popular games.
I have very good taste. I've been trying to tell you guys this.
Wow.
And I have over 1,043, which we'll see one of the contributing factors to that down at the bottom here.
That's
And
not shocking.
games in the BGG top 100, Zach with 23, Michaela with 16, me with 14. So he's definitely popular there. And our lowest rated game on BGG, you guys tied with Panda Royale, an underrated game. It's gotta start shooting up those ranks. It's awesome.
That
And
is underrated.
7,813. But my Yahtzee, which definitely contributed to my average rank, it's ranked 26,607, which I think that's a little crazy.
That's called an outlier. Did you what was your second lowest? Do you remember?
I think that would have been around, yeah, like 6,000 or something.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're both very luck based, but I feel like Yahtzee has even more mitigation than Panda Royale.
Yeah, but Panda Royale is
You get
a
3 rolls.
crazy chaos of fun situation.
It is. Yeah, I would agree with Everly. I think that's a little harsh, that rating for Yahtzee.
These
I
people.
don't think it's that bad.
It ain't no monopoly. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
I need to see what Pluck rated now
I would
because
need to
that's
know
just
what the
absolutely
other
trash.
probably 21,000 are in front of it,
21,000.
right?
25,000?
I could see it being in the 5,000s
Oh,
more easily than I could
see
see it being
I
in
see.
26,000.
I mean, a Panda Royal at 7,800.
Same.
Anything between that and Yahtzee.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If you want to see me make a case for Yahtzee versus every game ahead of it, comment below and we'll have a 300-hour live stream. Okay, what do we got next? Let's just jump here. Okay, so solo only games, which not games you can play solo. Solo only. Zach has one, Michaela's got nothing, and I only have 2.
Or I don't like solo. That's the one.
Well, we'll get to co-op
Yes,
and
so,
see if you like it. You're a liar.
Shocking.
yeah, we're not even crossing over here because you have Conservas as your solo game, and I have Coffee Roaster and Under Falling Skies.
You have coffee roaster?
I just haven't played it recently enough.
It was
So
on your list last year,
what's it?
or
Yeah,
the
I think.
It definitely could be. I just hadn't played it in a while, and I think it was one that I was debating.
Yeah. And on to two-player games, four for Zach, six for Mac, and a seven for myself. So something special about a two-player only game.
I'm surprised I only have four.
I'm surprised Jesse has 7.
Yeah. And I don't even have Seven Wonders Duel. I don't know how
Are all
that
your universe games two player?
they are they are solo, but I counted it as one entry. So wait, no, then I should have three. I should have three on the solo. Oh, this is all invalid.
That's why I was so confused when you're going. I'm like, well, that must be
They
what makes
do
up the seven.
they do go up to two. They do go up
Okay.
to two, but I don't count that. So huge error.
I don't count that.
Moving
Oh,
on to
statistics.
cooperative games. Michaela, not liking to work with others, only two.
I'm wondering what the second one is because I can only think of one.
I can't even think of your one.
I'm thinking of Duet.
Okay,
Fox and Fox Duet.
Duet and Forgotten Waters.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, those two are allowed.
Zach with five and myself with 11, which is kind of where a lot of my other solo games will come from. And then within five is what do you think it is, Mac?
He saw the look on your face. You're like, what do you
She's
think?
like, why would
Within
I?
5 players?
She's like, why would I have significantly more than everyone else?
Why are over half my games? Why do they fall in this category?
Within 5 players is my first guess.
This is not within five players. This is all of your placements this year that are within five spots of last year. Zach,
Very consistent.
21. I have 16. So we're a little chaotic. And Michaela, I was going through her list and I'm like, that's like right next to her last one, right next to her other one. 44 of your games are within five spots, Mac.
I'm a
She's
comfort person.
consistent.
Like I know what I like, I know why I like it, and you're gonna have to show me something better to get that spot.
Nice.
This is why I stay married. It's a miracle he stays married to me, but
I got 21. I mean, that's still a good chunk.
it's half.
Two out of seven.
It's half.
True. Okay, and then speaking of that, I believe
Good thing women aren't as easy to get as board games.
Wow. Wow.
games that fell off our list last year. Again, you can kind of see where they were placing in our list. That was only a 60 through one list. And my highest drop off the list was Dice Forge from number 30. I do
Mystic
drink a lot of
Veil,
these. Yeah. A lot of these.
Tracking, Dominion Lanterns. Who are you? I don't even know who you are.
How did these fall off your list, Pepper?
I don't know. I guess I didn't play them. I don't know what went on.
Cult of the New.
I want all these on my list.
Wow. Both of the new, at least three of these we've had for forever.
Oh, well, you just wait till we get to yours, Mac.
Uh-oh.
Zach
I'm not
had,
scared.
so I had 11 dropping off. Zach had 13 drop offs. And also his highest was from number 30. So after that, like it's illegal. We cannot take this off the list.
Huh.
Russian Railroad. Yeah.
Yeah, Resurgence. I feel like I thought it was on my list, but yeah, it was right there. Power Plants is right there. Man, these are all good
Red
games.
Rising.
These fall off. This is
Awful.
ridiculous.
Sad, 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 sad. And then Michaela. How many do you think you dropped off your list, Mac?
One.
Consistency.
From last year?
Yeah.
9.
2.
You know what?
Oh boy.
I think that's wrong though because I don't remember having like Hadara and some other ones but maybe Hadara wasn't on the list last year.
Oh, it was on your list. I think I was in like your 60s.
This year was?
I think so.
I really don't remember talking about it, but okay. like you got the stats.
But yeah, and they
What's
were
your
51
thing?
and 52. So these weren't even that highly rated.
They were probably falling from the years previous. And one of them is another Stonemaier game. Could have
And
made
a
her list.
Garfield. Oh
And a
my.
Garfield. My goodness. Mackie, you do hate me.
I don't hate you. Look, it's equal opportunity.
Wow.
You each lose one.
But yeah, we haven't played Circadians for a while, but that one's really good.
It
No.
is
It's a,
good.
it's a thinking game.
Yeah, I was kind of,
Come
when
on.
I was thinking about it,
Come on.
there's so many games to play. And when I think about what I want to crunch my brain on, it wasn't Circadians when it came down to it. And yeah, it's good. And then Pendulum, it's just a lot of chaotic fun, I feel like, but yeah, you're kind of doing the same thing every game.
No. Okay, so games that fell off. What about games that were brought back on the list after they'd fallen off previously? So back on the list. Michaela is not forgiving at all. She had none that were back on the list. But Zach and I did have or I guess, yeah, three back on the list. He had Dinogenics was 39 off the list, 36, Raja's 28, 34, Lords of Waterdeep making a return, I think, after steadily falling off, and 41 to 59 is back on the list. I don't know if you even played it.
I've played it a couple times,
Oh, you
actually.
did? Yeah, okay.
I think with the expansion and stuff, so that's pretty good.
Oh,
Rajas is that shouldn't even.
that one.
That was a mistake.
That
That
was
would
a
have
mistake.
probably been right around that same area,
Mhm,
28 to
mhm.
34 range.
Yes.
Hmm.
But yeah, Unmatch wasn't on my list last year.
Right. You had to look at her list to believe you, Pepper.
Wow, didn't trust me.
I literally don't know what I said about Hadara. Not that I shouldn't say anything. I just am like blacked out. I don't know.
Used to be in your top 10.
I know.
She forgot it. But yeah, Nagaraja in the middle there. That's pretty clever back on there. Tails, well, not Tails to Mage, just the Unmatched system wasn't on the list last year, but had a lot of plays of it with our tournament. And now, number two.
Wow, the biggest climber.
You
You
guys.
got that figured out. Wow, that's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
The rest of them are all kind of all makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Okay, we're getting near the end here. Speaking of falling off and climbing back on, what if they stayed on the list but still had significant movements? I think we have the top three uh, games that fell down a little bit, or quite a bit. Zach, Crusaders, that will be done, dropped 39 spots to 65. 39 spots for After the Empire, and 45 spots for Dwellings of Eldervale. My goodness, explain yourself.
I don't know. All three of them are really great games. Why they fell, I have no idea. I just hadn't played them recently, I guess. Is the main thing.
Yeah.
Really in the mood to play them though, so we
We
will
have
see.
played Crusaders recently, so
I made this list. I think we've played it a couple of times actually
oh
since when I made the list. So it would probably be a little bit higher than 65 right now.
Yeah,
A little less of a drop.
a little less. Eased it a little bit. And Michaela continuing to be consistent. We got 17 spaces for Charterstone, 18 for Port Royal, and 20 spots being her worst drop for Western Legends.
yeah.
Hates them.
Well, I think that's all pretty fair.
Yeah.
A couple bad gameplays of Port Royal, so I felt like that suffered. Charterstone is the legacy game or
Yeah.
campaign. Those are kind of hard to kind of keep together. And then Western Legends, I just win so easily because I just play the same game every time. And so I was like, we'll pop it down.
Wow. Wow. Moving on from that.
Pretty good at that game.
Wow, wow.
You are. And mine, Clank, dropped 35. I just have not played the game really. I've only gotten a chance to play Catacombs once. My Oniverse series of games dropped 36 spots. I don't know why that is. Um, Played some new ones, and they haven't been as good as the original, so maybe that hurt it a little bit. I still like those first few the best. But Manara had, I think, debuted very high for its first year on the list, and now it's dropped quite a bit, probably because I have not played it since. But
Almost all the way off.
almost.
But it hung on there, hung on.
And then up to the ones that climbed up the list. Moving on up. So Zach hit a climber of 16 for Castle of Burgundy. All the way, it would have climbed more, I'm sure, but that was the limit. It went to his number one spot. Otherwise, who knows?
Now, we're not counting new games like Sky 2?
No, that would have been in the debuts earlier. Yes. But yeah, so Sky Team is significantly more. That's like 60, 70 spots. But Seven Wonders Duel, 27 spots. My goodness. And
Unitarian was so low last year for me.
yeah.
I'm like 44. My goodness.
Dude, maybe we've had a lot of the gameplays just in the last year. I don't know. I really, really loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Michaela continuing to be consistent. Her highest climb is 11 spaces for Wayfarers, which I was thinking the minimum has to be like at least 10 to even look at them. I had to go back and look at yours again back to even find these. And 6, that's one away from the within 5. My goodness.
Gotta keep you on your toes. Keep it interesting for the viewers.
And my games seem to climb at most high 20s. Got 26 spaces for Midgard, which I don't know if I've even played that. Same with Project Elite. It's moved 27 and Ticket to Ride. Actually, I've played that one a decent amount on Board Game Arena. And that is up to 28 spaces to 32nd. So that was barely even on the list previous year.
Yeesh.
But I guess, do you think these are going to stick around in their higher spots or possibly keep climbing?
Yes.
Yes, so what? Well, mine are really high, so I might not keep at that exact spot, but
Yeah.
I think for most of your guys, they're into. Wait, why are Ticket to Ride and Midgard both at 32nd?
Oh boy, there's been another error.
Oh, Pepper, you tied those two because they are pretty much the same game.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, I
Yeah.
grabbed out of the whole mess of papers, I grabbed the one I needed. Where's my Ticket to Ride? It is my 29. It is my 29.
That makes sense. Now that makes sense. But yeah, I think most of them will stay
Mm-hmm.
or keep climbing.
And I believe that is all. That is all the stats that we have for this episode.
Nice. Those
Wow.
were some good stats. I didn't realize how consistent Michaela's were. I knew she had a lot of the same games, but I didn't realize it was that consistent.
Pretty good. Like I said, I like what I like. You're always like, how can you rewatch a TV show or reread a book? And I'm like, I love it. That's exactly what I like. Same with board games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that is
Hard to please.
It is.
Hard to play.
With new board games, I mean.
Oh yeah. Really is not a collector's dream wife here. Very sorry for that.
Try to introduce her to these, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna love this, and she's like, it's good.
I mean, it's going up against 70 of the best games I've ever played. So
We're lucky we're adding 10 each year, otherwise she'd never get new ones.
yeah, pretty much.
You have a couple drop off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good luck getting in that top 50, cracking it.
Top 70 even.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, you got to send us recommendations. How, based on her top games, going back, oh yeah, her top 10 that have been consistently her top 10. What games would she love? And we'll have to see if we have them.
I doubt it.
Yeah, that's all the stats that Pepper had. Good stats, Pepper. Good data that you put together there. Let us know in the comments below which stat you found most interesting, least interesting. Uh, and if you have any other suggestions, maybe Pepper and I will do a round two.
Oh
Michaela's
boy.
not interested in more stats. We'll see. If we got enough suggestions, we'd do more stats.
What kind of stats is this? Stats is the only type of math I like.
Okay, makes sense to me. But yeah, otherwise, like I said, go check out our top 70 games of all time and subscribe so you can see next year where we'll have top 80 games of all time. And what will be the games that get into those extra 10 spots for Michaela? We will find out. Uh, but otherwise, I hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.